Jan Cechek joining us from the Tunkhannock Area Tigers football program. And let's talk about this group of young men you have coming in this season. I think you're pretty excited to know that you got some hard workers right now.
Very excited, John, and thank you for having us on the show today. We have a lot of returning starters, and we're really excited to be looking at what the potential for Tunkhannock football could be this year.
And overall, let's talk about skill-wise, lineman-wise. Where are some of the strengths this year for the Tigers?
Well, I think our offensive line, we have 4 returning starters. Our quarterback's coming back for his 2nd year. Our running back is coming back for his 3rd year. And we have an unusual anomaly at Tunkhannock this year. We have 4 receivers that are 6'3", 6'3", 6'4", and 6'4". So that we're going to rely heavily on our offense. Our defense, we are pretty strong all the way around. We're 2 positions away from really being, I think, really a stout defense.
Let's talk about gaining confidence with these guys and their ability, hopefully, to gain some confidence as the year goes on. It may have to be early. You're hoping that, whether it's at first scrimmage, first game, 2nd game, where maybe you can build a little bit of confidence and hopefully pays off a little bit.
The confidence is huge. Last year we got off to a good start, and then we just got to keep it going. If we stay healthy, John, we're going to be a really good football team.
Let's talk about the running game this year and what you have coming back there with that and some experience.
Our running game is going to be really solid. Logan, he's our strongest kid on our team by far. He's one of the smartest kid on our team. He's got a 4.0 grade point average. He scored 1250 on his SATs. He scored 17 touchdowns last year. He did 12 the year before. And he had, I think he's close to 3,000 yards rushing in 2 years. So he's going to be a legitimate threat. And then Zach Rogers at the quarterback spot has gotten so much better. He understands the RPO now, which was a real threat to the other teams now. So that's good. And then, like I mentioned earlier, our receiving core, we're going to be leaning on them big time to help keep it a balanced game for us.
Watching you interact with other area coaches at some camps and different things, you have a good rapport with some of these coaches here, both in the Wyoming Valley and the Lackawanna Conference.
Oh yeah, big time. I like Coach Mendola. I coached for him, I coached for him at Kings. Coach Sheptock at Wilkes. All the guys. It's really interesting that we get together. Friday nights, okay, we won't talk after kickoff, but when the final gun goes off, we're fine. Everybody knows what's going on. We work with each other. If I have an issue, like I'm trying to figure something out offensively, defensively, I can call any coach in the league, and they'll give you whatever they got. So it's a really neat fraternity that I'm lucky to be a part of.
And your own coaching staff, let's talk about them and the work that you have with those guys and trying to put out the best product that you possibly can.
We have 2 new coaches this year. Dr. Bill Perbola is coming on doing our linebackers and running backs, who's full of enthusiasm. It's awesome, and it's infectious. For myself, as a guy coaching for 30 plus years, and my younger staff members are getting excited, and the kids pick up on it. Jimmy Buckman's on staff, who was a standout player at Hazelton, Big 33, and he has plenty of coaching experience, and he's our defensive coordinator this year. Colin Golden's our offensive coordinator. He was a standout at Trail, played at Slippery Rock. So Ben Townsley, I know I'm going to miss some of my coaches, and I apologize early, but those guys are the heart and soul of this. I've taken a role this year where I've turned offense into defense. I have 2 coordinators. It's awesome. They're scheming everything. All I'm doing is doing the little technique stuff with the kids. It's great.
Well, Coach, I know you're pretty darn excited about this year. We wish you the very best, and great to see you.
Thank you, John. We appreciate it.
Braden Sebo joining us from the Tunkhannock Area Tigers football team. And Braden, unfortunately for you, you got hit with the injury bug, hurt your knee. So talk about what that has been like for you to kind of get through that challenge.
It was pretty disappointing. I missed all of last year with the same injury. So I was kind of looking forward to, coming back and making an impact this year in my senior year. But honestly, it's been really awesome the way that the team has kind of rallied around me and kind of helped me and not made me feel like I'm not part of the team. So
how can you now give back to make sure these guys are going to get a little better this season? What role have you taken to try to be supportive?
Well, I help with anything I can. I've been doing the film for us up there. If I see like somebody, like a stance that might need corrected, I might give somebody a little pointer or something like that.
Well, you're a good student, so that's always something to build on. So talk about being able to get the job done in the classroom.
Oh, well, I'm homeschooled, so I do a lot of work with like my parents and everything, and they're always making sure that I'm getting my stuff done and doing it right. And if I screw up or something, they're always right there to help me.
Next step for you looks like physical therapy. So it's your senior season. What interests you with that field?
I've had a lot of experience with it, with the other ACL tear. So, yeah, just being around the physical therapy and all that, that's something I can really see myself doing.
Some of your role models in your life, talk about who you look up to and why you like them.
Well, Tim Tebow. I really respect him. I respect the way he plays and the way he doesn't give up, no matter what. And I respect the way that he loves God, and he's always trying to do God's will.
Of course, Jordan Nelson's another guy.
Yeah, Jordan Nelson. He's from the Packers, and I love the Packers. And he's a great receiver, and he also came back from an ACL tear, so that's something I really respect, as I kind of know what that feels like.
I think a blue-collar mentality. I think his family is into farming and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're going to be as supportive as you can. I'll talk about being supportive as a brother to some of your siblings.
Yeah, so my younger brother Alex is a linebacker for the team. And I'm trying to encourage him and help him to learn the ropes. He's never played varsity football before and stuff like that. I have 2 older sisters who I love, and I try to keep in contact with them and always try to be encouraging to them.
Well, Braden, you're going through a little bit of adversity, but sounds like you're going to make a positive impact at Tunkhannock area this year. And, of course, the best of luck in your physical therapy track when that comes up.
All right, thank you.
Tyler Grasso joined us from the Tunkhannock area Tigers football team. And let's talk a little bit about your role this year defensively as a linebacker.
Thank you. I feel like defensively, we're going to do great this year with our new coach coming from Riley Lusing. We're going to do in a 5-2 defense this year. We're trying to stop the run, and I feel like our defense is going to be great. Logan Swinsky, our other starting linebacker, is a tremendous athlete.
You have some guys in front of you that are going to have to make some plays. Talk about that defensive front.
We got Tyler Pugh, Evan Turner at defensive, and Mark Horton, Tyler Peterson at defensive tackle. I'm hoping they make some plays for us.
And of course, you have a good job in the classroom. You do a good job there. What are you talking about for next year for you, as far as what you're thinking about, whether it's college or the military? You're kind of wide open right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to play college ball if I can, and then I have my options with the military.
Anybody in the family in the military?
My uncle was. He was a 6 year in the military.
How about your family overall? Talk about them rooting you on, whether it's in the classroom or on the field.
My family's very supportive. My uncle, when he was in the military, he played for Wyoming area.
All right, buddy. Go get him. Thanks. Logan Sawinski joining us from the Tunkhannock area Tigers football team. And Logan, you've had some success on the football field, but you also had success in the classroom. That's where it all starts.
Yep.
Let's first talk about the academics for you. It's something that you put a lot of pride in.
Yeah, I mean, academics come first, and my brothers really stress that too, because they went through the process, they went through the struggles. You know, they're like, Logan, did you do your homework? Take the SAT here or then. And it's really just a growing process. I mean, I enjoy doing it. I enjoy being in school. I actually can't wait for it, and I like being around all my friends, and it just comes easy to me. So.
Overall, your mom has been a rock for you. Talk about the relationship you have with her.
Yeah, I mean, my parents are divorced, and I live with my mom, and she, financially supports me in every way. She's always there for me. Whenever I need something, she'll be the first one there, shirt off the back, the usual things. And also my brother, too. He's sort of, in a way, replaces my dad, both of them. With football games and things like that, they're the ones they're the embarrassing dad, young in the stands and things like that. So I appreciate that, and I'm thankful for the three of them.
And of course, your brother's a Marine, so there's an element of toughness, I think, in the family, huh?
Yeah. My grandfather's a Marine, my dad's a Marine, and now he's a Marine. Ryan's a tough guy. I mean, I wouldn't fight him. And, he's very tenacious, resilient, a great role model for me to look up to.
And of course, you have your own dreams as to what you want to do. Let's talk about some some goals that you have going forward?
I like to study biology. That's probably my favorite subject. You know, I took AP Bio, straight A's, 100. And so I want to study that in college, and then I want to try it for the Secret Service because it'll take all types of backgrounds. And if I don't get in, you know, I can try FBI, CIA, things like that. And if not, then I could fall back in biology, you know, maybe go something medical, something like that.
And that class rank, I think like 12th out of your class of
Yeah.
180, so that's pretty darn good with that 4.0. Of course, you're involved in some other activities with your team. Talk about, you know, getting out there and doing different things with your team. What do you guys get involved in?
I mean, we're seeing a lot around the community, and that's because Mrs. Seacheck and Mr. Seacheck, you know, they get us organized. For the VFW, we set out flags on the stones and things like that. We clean up garbage. Jack Daniel's Mock, so a bunch of charity things. We're always out there. You can always see us if you're in town, and we're very supportive, and we enjoy being around the community.
Let's talk about you're only as good as your offensive line, and coach seems to think that you have some guys up front that'll do a good job this year.
Definitely. Starting with left tackle, we have Nathan Schertz. He's played since he was a freshman. Actually, he's been playing varsity. He's 260 pounds. He's a big boy. He has the right mindset. I mean, he's a good player. I'm glad he'll be protecting me. Then left guard, we have Tyler Pugh. He's a big boy, 310 pounds. You know, he squats 500 pounds. Once again, great mindset. I'm glad he's there. Thomas Perry, he's the one that holds the line together. He's very smart. He's been in the weight room working hard, working on his quickness. He'll have a good year. Right guard, we have Tyler Peterson, another big guy, 270 pounds. You know, the solid redneck throwing hay type of guy. He's very tough. And right tackle, we have Joey Ray, same thing, 270 pounds. I mean, up front, we were solid. I averaged the weight of the line, we're 250 pounds up front. And then at wide receiver, we're all 6'4". So, you know, both aspects of the game are going to be open for us to use.
Yeah, it sounds like offensively you guys have a lot of possibilities. Defensively this year, as far as, you know, again, it's early, a couple days at camp, preseason workout, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think you're going to need to do defensively to either get guys from not scoring or at least slow them down a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, if you came to our games last year to see our offense was always on top, and we're always, you know, so energetic on offense. By the time we get to defense, we're so tired. But we're running a new scheme. We have a new coach come in, defense, Coach Buckman, and for practice, let's say defense is more intense than the offense. You know, we're getting out there, we're hitting each other, things like that. And honestly, I think we might be more of a defensive team this year with the way we've been playing. I'm very impressed with how we have grown as a team.
For you to stay healthy, you know, you're in the weight room all the time. You're one of the hardest workers on the team, if not the hardest. Talk about what you try to do to make sure that you know, you're recovering well after a game and different things like that.
Yeah, like you said, it starts in the weight room. I've been training since the week after the season ended. Squat 530, bench 355, 225 for 18, and same with the line. I mean, they're part of me not getting injured. So some of them have been lifting. They're getting stronger. You know, they're going to protect me. And I actually I didn't make a deal. I was forced to make a deal with my coach that says if I don't foam roll before every practice, I have to run. So that's going to be part of it. You know, we group stretch. We're getting an ice bath, things like that. I mean, we'll be okay.
All right, man. Well, go get them. I hope you have a great year.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thomas Perry joining us from the Tunkhannock area here at Arcaro Genell. Thomas, let's talk a little bit about your role on the team. What position you're going to fill this year at Tunkhannock?
Yeah, so this year I'm going to play center. I played there last year. I enjoy it. You know, I'm going to try to keep that line. I'm in the middle, so I make all the plays, all the calls, keep us together, make sure we communicate. It's the biggest part of the line, I think.
And you got some big dudes up front. Talk about some of the size of the guys.
Yeah, so Tyler Pugh, he definitely hit the weight room hard this year. He definitely got bigger, and he's my guard, so I'm going to be happy working with him in the middle. Nate Schertz is on the outside at left tackle. He knows what he's doing, and he has really good pass protection, I think. Tyler Peterson's my right guard. He's one of those like big boys from up in Tunkhannock, so I'm excited to work with him too. He's a year younger than us. And then Joey Reyes at right tackle. He's another big boy. I'm gonna be the smallest up there, but that's all right. I'm just looking forward to 4 out of 5 returning, so we definitely have some good communication. We know each other all over life. So.
You're a busy guy, wrestling and lacrosse. You're involved with. Talk about being so active and just probably loving being a busy guy.
Yeah, so Coach Seacheck actually convinced me, got me together with the wrestling coach last year and tried something new. So I joined the wrestling team last year, and I like it. and definitely new at it. Got a lot to learn, but gonna keep working with that. And then lacrosse, I played all throughout high school. I'm in the National Honor Society steering committee, and then I'm in the band too, actually.
Jeepers cats, how many things can you do? That's great.
Try and get involved with everything.
Volunteering, you guys do that as well. Tunkhannock area, talk about some things you do to volunteer for your football team.
Yeah, so Coach C-Check gets us, we go to the train carnival and we do the garbage for them. And then also we park cars at the Wyoming County Fair. And then we got together with the VFW, and up at the local cemetery, we put up like flags that got damaged from storms or any of that. We replaced them. And just trying to help out the community whenever we can.
How about heading over to the elementary school? What do you do there? I'm sure you're an inspiration.
Oh yeah, so we go over on like Fridays, wearing our jerseys and everything, and we go talk to the kids when they eat lunch. We sit down, eat with them, talk with them, make sure they're doing everything right at that age, trying to be role models.
That's nice to hear. Of course, you're trying to be a role model in your family. You have a brother and a sister. Talk about what it's like in your family.
Yeah, so my brother and sister are both older. I'm way younger. They're about like 10 years older than me. But they're like another parents for me. I always look out for me and stuff.
So they're the role models.
Yeah.
As far as your dad inspiring you, talk about why you look up to him.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever missed a football game. He's always there watching on the sideline or on the fence.
Of course, class rank's pretty darn good. You do a great job in the classroom. Talk about your commitment academically.
Well, coach always says academics first, so put that ahead and always just looking for more to do.
And, what's next for you at your senior year of college? What are you looking at?
Just go to college for a science major sometimes.
All right, well, we wish you well, and thanks for your time, Thomas.
All right, thank you.
Talking with Zach Rogers from the Tunkhannock Area Tigers football team. He is a junior, plays quarterback. And Zach, let's talk about having a bunch of receivers that are 6'3" and 6'4". You sound like you could be a lucky guy. Of course, everybody has to do their job, but must be nice throwing to some tall fellas, huh?
Oh yeah, it's great. They can go up for the ball. You can basically put it anywhere, and they long arms, they can grab it.
They're making you look good, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's times where it's vice versa, and you're making them look good. Talk about what you need to do this year as a leader at the quarterback position.
Definitely got to keep technique good. Make sure the huddle's good. Call the plays clearly so everyone knows what's going on.
So Zach, let's talk about your backfield, the guys in the backfield that you have along with you. You have some talent there as well.
Yeah, Logan Swinski, he's quick, strong, run the ball, scores. He can catch if we put him out there in the receiver spot.
As far as being able to learn a little bit in your junior year about reading defenses and knowing what people are throwing at you, talk about what you see when you're out there and how you've kind of grown as a quarterback.
Well, coming from freshman to varsity, got a lot bigger, and you got to be able to read better because these guys are seniors, you got juniors, you just got to make the right reads, throw it where it's open.
All right. And as far as the other sports you're involved with at Tunkhannock area, you're a busy guy, so tell us what else you do.
I play basketball, play power forward, track and field, I throw the javelin.
What do you like about the jav?
It's similar to throwing the football, so pretty good at it.
All right. And as far as some team activities, everybody's kind of talked about them. What's it like bonding out with these guys and feel like you have another family?
It's fun to do the garbage and park cars at the fair.
And how about in the classroom? Talk about a favorite subject area you have.
I love history. I like learning about the wars and stuff, about different countries.
And you like looking up to a couple of quarterbacks in your life. Talk about some guys that you look up to and why you like them.
Peyton Manning, he's just an all-around good player. He has the record for most touchdowns. And Tom Brady, he's just phenomenal.
Well, you got some good people to aim for, and of course you're hoping for a positive year. Zach, we appreciate your time. Go get him.
Thank you.
Mark Holton with us from the Tunkhannock Area Tigers football team, and Mark, let's talk a little bit about your year this year. What are your expectations for your team?
Well,
My expectation for my team and I, we're just really looking forward to winning this year. We haven't had so much luck the past 2 years with just pulling together wins, and I think that's one of our main priorities and expectations this year is just to get some more wins on the board.
What do you think the work ethic was like in the offseason?
We had a lot more guys in the weight room this offseason. Logan's always in there. Thomas Perry was going in the mornings. We definitely had a lot more numbers in there this year than we had in the past, I think.
Defensive line up front, talk about some other guys that are around you.
Well, there's me up front at end, and then there's Nathan Schertz and Tyler Pugh, both some pretty big guys. Sam Rice at the other defensive end, and this year we have Evan Turner playing for us, and he's going to be playing defensive end as well.
As far as offensively, talk about playing tight end, and you might be a fourth or a fifth option with all these big receivers, but you're hoping that maybe you move up a little bit in that regard. What do you offer as a tight end?
Well, it's my first year playing tight end. I've played offensive guard the past 2 years or so. I think definitely they brought me on to block more than catch passes, so I'm just trying to do whatever to help the team.
As far as some areas to study there at school, you like history, you like graphics.
Yep.
Talk about what you like about each of them.
Well, I'm just always been interested in history, and then graphics I got into. And Coach Cechek teaches the class, so it's just something I'm very interested in.
A dedicated student, you do a nice job there. Talk about just trying to make sure that you're doing all the right things.
Yep, I usually just try to keep everything going so I can play Friday nights.
All right, well, it's your senior season. As far as life next year, you know you want to go to college. You're still looking at areas?
I'm still not sure what I want to go into yet, but definitely want to go to college.
All right, well, we wish you well, Mark. We appreciate your time. Go get them with the Tigers.
Thank you, John.
Joey Reyes joins us from Tunkhannock Area Tigers Football Team. Joe, you play the offensive defensive line, so obviously we've heard from a bunch of guys about some of the strengths. It sounds like the offensive line has some power. Talk about what you're liking right now, because you guys still have to play as a unit. It's still one of those parts of the game that you got to play as a unit. So how are you guys doing that?
Definitely have a good chemistry together. Obviously, playing with your right guard, your right tackle, you figure out what your guys' strengths and weaknesses are. Tyler Peterson, he's the right guard next to me. We work well together, have a great chemistry. Schertz and Pugh hold down the left side very well, and Perry's the glue that keeps us all together. Thomas Perry, our center, keeps us all together.
Talent in the backfield, talent at the receivers.
We have very big receivers and a very fast running back in Logan. Like was mentioned earlier, all of our receivers are over 6'4", so very fast, very tall.
Winning, that's something that everybody wants to do, and sometimes people are like, listen, I don't know if we're going to measure that with wins and losses, or if we feel like, hey, we're just playing as best as we possibly could, but ultimately you'll be measured by the public with the wins and losses. So
definitely.
What are you guys going to need to do to try to get a couple more W's?
We're definitely going to have good blocking up front, create big holes for Logan, and create a pocket for Zach to be able to pass to his receivers. Definitely just to winning and losing by line.
Well, we talked about offense, we talked about defense. How about special teams? Punting, kicking, is that something you guys are still working through?
A little bit, yeah, but we're figuring it out. We're getting our way through there. Definitely have some fast gunners and a great kicker in Billy Pabola. He has a very good leg. Figuring it out. We're getting there.
Let's talk now about leadership. Of course, seniors need to lead, and maybe there's a couple of juniors that have stepped up. But
definitely.
What do you see in your leadership at Tunkhannock area?
We obviously have Thomas keeping the line together, Thomas Perry. Logan, we can always go up to Logan. Those two really keep us together. The seniors are all stepping up. Our nose tackle / fullback, Matt Ramey, he's a junior. He steps up. He leads the junior class, keeps everyone in line. So definitely leaders where we needed to be.
From your last year to this year, what are some areas that you focused on, said, hey, I want to get better, this is what I need to do, whether it was a weight room or other stuff?
I definitely got better in the weight room. I deadlifted 515, squatted 420. Footwork was a big deal for me. I had slow feet last season. This year, definitely quicker. And just getting comfortable in my stance and moving quickly to beat those fast defensive ends.
Always a challenge.
Yeah.
You talk about what's next for you. Of course, you're a senior, so you have a thought on what the next step is in 2018?
I would like to attend college, play ball, further my football career, and get a degree in business
marketing, have a minor in sports medicine, sports marketing.
Of course, playing a game every week feels good. You especially like playing Nanticoke and Pittston area, huh?
Yeah, definitely like kicking off against those two. Definitely our two biggest rivals.
Well, we wish you well this season, Joey. Great to catch up with you.
Thank you.
Talking about Matt Ramey from the Tunkhannock Area Tigers football team, who is a fullback and a nose guard. So usually those are the tough guys. So talk about your toughness out there. Where's that come from?
Well, I've always grew up with older siblings, so I used to always wrestle around with them, and I've been around football all my life since 3rd or 4th grade, so it's just what I'm used to.
Of course, this group of guys seems like it's pretty special this year as far as buying in and thinking that this is going to be a successful year at Tunkhannock area. What are you thinking right now?
Yeah, definitely. We have a lot of studs out there that are looking really good. Our lines, everyone's coming back. A lot of seniors. We have all seniors and 1 junior, and our receivers, they're all over 6 foot. So, and our quarterback Zach Rogers, he's doing really well, and I think he's going to be able to get it to them a lot.
As far as this year's team defensively, being a nose guard is going to be a challenge. You guys are looking like you're going to run that 5-2 defense. Talk about some other guys up front there that you think will help.
Well, definitely Tyler Pugh. He's one of our big guys. He's a really strong guy, and he really knows how to hit the quarterback, and he's good at it. And we have Tyler Peterson. He's our farm boy, real tough guy. We have our big DNs, Evan Turner and Sam Rice. Definitely gonna keep the outside contained.
As far as football, that's pretty much all you do? So
yeah, I stick to just football. It's definitely what I love the most.
How about the weight room?
Well, we've been trying to get a lot more people in the weight room during the off season and stuff, and trying to get them into it and get it going.
Favorite subject is English. Tell us a little bit about that.
It just comes to me the easiest. I like it.
English doesn't usually come the easiest for a lot of.
Yeah, I'm not the best at math, so you gotta.
That's okay, man. And the English is a good track for you. Talk about life after high school. You're thinking about maybe the CDL, which again, people are always saying that's a big need in the future, especially maybe in the Tunkhannock area with some of the things that have happened over the years. We'll talk about where that interest came from.
Well, I just know that there's a lot of openings, and I know I'll always find work there, and it just works out the most. And my grandfather is a truck driver, and I know he makes some good bucks.
Yes, they do. Absolutely. Well, we wish you well this year, Matt. Great to catch up with you, and go get him in the fullback and nose guard position.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.